Once there was a nice young lady. She lived in the old China. Her name was Dorinjan. She felt lonely. A poem about love opened up her door.
关关雎鸠，在河之洲。窈窕淑女，君子好逑。Yeah, that moment, that time in China, that it's impossible to have, let's say, free love. The freedom of finding your love is it's a dream. So she felt thick because of the hopeless.
We visit a Chinese-French artist, writer and actor who currently lives in The Hague.
Chinese painting is painted on the rice paper. So normally it's with the interaction with the ink. After you finish the work, it's always not flat. But there is a special technique when you frame it. It's called marronflage in French. I don't know how to say it in English. Then it will look very nice and flat. I wouldn't consider myself as a traditional artist, although I did use a lot of traditional techniques. I think it's more too good to say that I am an artist that more innovation, that I do a lot of innovation expression, but all these are based on the traditional ethic and traditional techniques. What China brought me that I'm most happy with is the people. I do like Chinese people, and I do believe that it's quite different than the Western society, because Chinese people are more like a community, family. Everybody's living together, share a lot of things together. So I think this kind of like a family, community feeling, team feeling is something really make me happy. The Chinese philosophy is always like we live alone, we have to reflect alone, and one day we go alone. So by this sort of like loneliness, you can always find a lot of Chinese traditional piece of music which sounds a little bit sad for the Western culture. But actually it's more like when you are alone, then you don't have to please other people. You don't have to think of what people will think or judge about you. All you have to do is be honest with yourself. And most of the time it turns out to be kind of not so-called this happy atmosphere, but like slow, but more like a dialogue with yourself. So this kind of music for me, I'm very familiar with it, because in Chinese traditional art, you do writing, you do painting, and you do poem. And you do the instrument yourself. It's then you are a so-called artist for the Chinese traditional way. First letter means Tao, like nature. Second is Ru, Lord. And the third and the fourth one are the nature. So together, it means that Tao is the rules of nature. What I'm happy with The Hague, I think, is definitely the nature. Here we have everything, right? We have the sea, we have the forest, we live in the city, but I feel that we live in the nature. So I try to figure out what the nature is trying to teach us. I think that is maybe the most important part. Love yourself. Well, I can explain because a lot of people think love yourself is to give yourself the best, to treat yourself the best. That's not love yourself, that's spoil yourself. I mean, love, it means that, okay, self-discipline, training yourself, and also trying to give the compassionate to you at the same time to the people around you. So I think love means discipline, training, and also respect. And from there, you could bring this to the people around you.
You know, his blood and my blood are the same. You know, what we share in terms of passion is much more important that, you know, that he plays it in a Chinese way or in a Western way. That is secondary, because it's the same attitude, it's the same thing. People are expressing things from their heart. They don't have a deep intellectual theoretical tradition, but they sing from their practical environment, a repertoire that they have been singing for ages, and it's very direct, it's honest, it's straightforward, and that's the same in Dutch traditional folk culture and in Chinese folk culture, so it appeals to me for the same reasons.
6 years ago I published a book. It's about a little boy who used to live in the boat, was fishing with his father, and until some moment, because of there's a lot of heavy industry and factory has been built, and water was so polluted and there's no fish anymore, so the father of the little boy has to sell the boat, and the little boy kind of begged his father for the last night he would like to spend on the boat. And that was the story, and of course there's a lot of poem, a lot of drawing, a lot of heartbreaking say goodbye to a certain period of life with the little boy. How can you do not care about our environment, our surrounding? At the same time, you say that hey, let's respect ourselves. I do believe if you respect yourself, you understand the importance of what you are creating for our next generation. So either you don't care or you do care. When you care, you will know, you will be responsible. I'm an artist, and secondly, I'm also the founder of a foundation which is focused on the water, agriculture, and also on the energy. The thing is, when we live in Europe, most of the time we don't feel that much the climate change has bring any crisis in our daily life. Maybe we complain about the temperature, or we complain about the price of the gas or the supermarket, the grocery price. But if you have really been to that frontline countries of the climate change, then you will really feel shocked. I'm very lucky to find partners who has the same vision, who has the same goal.
I think what we have in common is a dream of a life where we share positively experiences. That's really what we want to do. We want to be happy and to be able to share.